Grumman Corporation, a Long Island company committed to education.
Hi, I'm Reggie Cathy, and welcome to Square One Squares, the game show where you separate mathematical fact from fiction. And now let's meet the chief separator of them all, Mr. Top Square, Larry Cedar.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Square One Squares. Today we're going to find out who can tell the difference between mathematical truth and mathematical fiction. But before we get started, I would like you to meet our interpreter for today. Alan, come on out. Nice to have you with us. And now, as usual, my incredibly sensational, wonderful helper, Cynthia Darlow.
Hi, Larry. Thank you.
Our players for today from Square One TV. Now, they will be answering the questions for us. The effervescent Arthur Howard and the charming Beverly Mickens. Let's go on over and meet our contestants. Playing red today is Chris. How are you doing today?
Fine.
All right, I understand you like to play football. You like in the tackle and all that stuff? I get hurt that way. All right, that's good. And representing blue today is Nicole.
Hello.
Do you have any hobbies, Nicole?
I like to read.
Read, great. That's an excellent hobby. Very good. Well, good luck to both of you today. Let's get on with the rules of the game. Here we go. The object of the game is just like tic-tac-toe. You want to get 3 squares in a row, either vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. Now, to start things off, I'm going to give away the middle square. We're going to call that the wild square. That means either blue or red can use it at any time during the game. Here's how we play the game. I'm going to ask you to pick a square. I will then go over to our players and I will ask them a mathematical question. One of them will answer with the truth. However, one of them will answer with a bluff, and it's up to you to determine which of them is telling me the truth. Now, if you were correct in choosing the right one, who is telling the truth, your color will get the square. However, if you were wrong, your opponent's color will get the square. So you got to think real carefully now. Now, before the game, we flipped a coin. One of you won the toss. Who was that? Nicole, all right, we'll go to you. Alan, go ahead and take your position up there. Here we go. Nicole, pick a square. S, the top left square. Here's our first question. It is a video question, so keep your eyes on the monitor. If you rotate this triangle around this axis, you make a solid that looks like this. Now, if you rotate this trapezoid around this axis, what will you get? A solid that looks like A or B? And for our first answer, we will go to Arthur.
B.
All right. And Beverly.
Nicole, it's definitely A.
All right, there you have your answers. You've seen it. If you rotate the trapezoid, will you get one that looks like A or B? Who is telling the truth?
Beverly.
Beverly is your choice. Will the truth teller please stand up? Yes, you're absolutely right. Congratulations. Blue will get the S square. That's very, very good. Now, that's a hard one to visualize, Beverly. How did you do that?
Yeah, I would love to tell you. I chose solid A because it has a flat top. You see, the top of the trapezoid makes a right angle with the axis. So, when you rotate around the axis, you make a solid with a flat top. That's solid A.
Very good. Now, I think you were able to see that for yourself. Excellent. Good start. Chris, we'll go to you. Pick a square.
V.
V, the bottom right square. That's an excellent move, by the way, because it blocks Nicole from getting a possible win. All right, here is the question. Please observe. Cynthia has a very unusual die. Now, you'll notice that 2 of the die's faces are green. The other 4 are red. Now, before the game, I tossed this die 100 times. and I kept a record of the color that turned up each time. Which of these graphs is more likely to show my results? A or B? All right. Arthur, your answer.
It's B, because 4 of the die's faces are red.
Beverly.
Chris, it's A. It's A, because there are 2 colors, red and green.
All right. You've seen the die. You've seen the charts. You've heard the answers. Chris, for the square, who is telling the truth?
B.
B, which is Arthur. Now, will the truth teller please remain standing? Yes, you're absolutely right. Very good. Red will get the B square. That's another one that's very tough to visualize. Arthur, how did you come up with that answer?
Well, each face is equally likely to turn up, but 1/3 of the die's faces, 2, are green. So it's likely that green would show up about 1/3 of the time and red the rest of the time. That's what graph B shows. Graph A shows them each coming up half the time.
And there you have it. Thank you very much, you two. And we're going to move on. It's a very close game. You're doing very well. Nicole, pick a square.
You.
You, the top right square. Now, this is, again, a video question. Keep your eye on the monitor. And I've got some good news. Callis Candy Company, they're offering a special today on these slightly melted chocolate bunnies. 2 for a nickel or 3 for a dime. Now, which is the better buy? 2 for a nickel or 3 for a dime? Beverly, your answer.
2 for a nickel is a better deal than 3 for a dime, because you get more for your money.
All right, Arthur, your answer.
3 is more than 2. 3 for a dime is more than 2 for a nickel. That's the better deal, 3 for a dime.
Okay, if you're in the market for chocolate bunnies, you got to think about this one now. Nicole, you've heard the answers. For the square, who's telling the truth?
Beverly.
Beverly is your choice. Will the truth teller please stand up? Yes, absolutely right. Blue gets the square. I have to tell you, you two are doing very good. You've both gotten right answers just about every time. And Beverly, how'd you come up with that answer?
Sure. 2 for a nickel, 3 for a dime. Now, 3 is definitely more than 2, but watch. If the price is 2 for a nickel, for 2 nickels, I can get 4 bunnies. 2 nickels are worth 1 dime, and I get 1 more bunny. Clearly, 2 for a nickel is a better deal.
All right, thank you very much, Beverly. That's a good one to think about next time you go to the store and they have the advertised specials. You know, sit there and calculate that one out. All right, let's move on to our next question, which is question 4, and this one goes to Chris. Chris, pick a square.
1.
1, the bottom left square. There we have it. Now, here is my question for you. Which of these spinners gives you a better chance of hitting red? Arthur.
A. If you put the red pieces on the spinner A all together, they'll make a red section that's bigger than the red one on spinner B.
All right, Beverly, your answer.
Chris, I disagree. You have a better chance with spinner B, because all the red is in 1 big piece. The 3 pieces on spinner A are smaller and all spread out.
Okay, there you have the answers. Chris, think it over carefully. And for the square, tell me who is telling the truth.
Beverly?
Beverly, will the truth teller please remain standing? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is Arthur. Now, normally, we would give the square to Nicole because you lost. However, since that would give her a win, you can't have that square. You can pick the E, the A, or the T.
The A.
The A, all right. We'll give that one to Blue. Now, Arthur, please explain your answer.
Yeah, this was tricky. You see, it doesn't matter how many red pieces the spinner has. It's the amount of red that counts. The 3 red pieces on this spinner cover, if I move it, more than half of the spinner. So you have a better chance of hitting red on this spinner than on that spinner, because that spinner, the red section is less than half.
All right, there you go. Very good. Thank you very much for your answers. And now we'll move on to our next question. Whoop. I'm sorry, we just had a buzzer which indicates that we are out of time, unfortunately. We couldn't play long enough for one of you to get 3 squares in a row, so the way we will tabulate the win will be to see who has more squares. We have 3 blue squares for Nicole to 1 red square for Chris. That means, Nicole, you win the game. Congratulations. Very good. Chris, for playing so well. You're going to get a Square One TV sweatshirt as a runner-up prize. Thank you very much. And for winning, Nicole, congratulations. You get a Square One TV sweater. There you have it. Thank you. You both played very well. Sensational. I hope you can come back again and play again sometime. Cynthia, thank you very much. Arthur, Beverly, Alan, very much thank you. I appreciate it. And Reggie, thank you to you. We'll see you next time on Square One Squares. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello, Dirk Niblick of the Math Brigade. Oh, hello, Mommy dearest. What's that? You slipped on a throw rug and fell down? Did you enjoy your trip? Oh, you're right, Mother of me. It was in bad taste. But gosh, Roonies, you didn't call to talk to me about that. You want to know when what is on Square One TV? Glitch Man? I don't think there is any such... Oh, you mean Mathman, the brainy little fellow in the maize and blue hat. It's called Mathman, Mommy. You don't like Mathman because what? Oh, because he teases Mr. Glitch too much. Well, I'll tell him when I see him, Mommy dearest. He'll be along shortly. And you be sure and watch. I've got to get Mother 3 or 4 more cards to fill out her deck.
Beverly, I have something very special for you. May I borrow some money from you?
Well,
just a little bit.
My last dollar.
Oh, no, I don't want a dollar bill. What I need are some coins because this has to do... Well, wait a second. I'll just do it like that.
Oh.
There. Whoop, almost dropped it. There. I'm going to mark one of these. I have a little marker right here. I want you to put this quarter in any one of these 4 positions and the other 3 in the other positions. Now, that will be our special marked number.
Okay.
Okay? Put that down there anywhere that you'd like
Turn
and put the
around.
rest of them there. I'll look the other way so that I don't know where you put them. You got them all there?
Whistle
Okay.
to yourself.
Now, this is what I want you to do.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to switch that coin, the special coin, with the coin next to it several times so that we mix it up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, now switch. Switch again. One more time. Now really mix it up one more time
Yes.
and once more. Have you done that?
Yes.
All right. Now this is what I'm going to ask you to do. You've switched that several times. I'm going to ask you to now remove the coin that's in the number 1 position. Just remove it. Okay? Now switch the marked coin with the 1 next to it one more time.
Yes, Harry.
Okay, have you done that?
Yeah.
Now I want you to remove the one that's in the number 4 position.
Okay.
Now remove the one that's in the number 2 position.
Harry.
Okay, now hand me the marked coin that was in the number 3. How about that?
How about that?
Now you're probably wondering, how did we do it?
I want to know.
Well, you see, we had to note where the quarter was at the beginning. In other words, if it's in an odd position, either 1 or 3, or in an even position, number 2 or number 4. And after 5 switches, the parity will change. In other words, if it began in an odd position, after 5 switches, it will end up in an even one. If it began in an even number, 2 or 4, it ends up in an odd one. Now, if it ends up even, we remove the odd end coin, number 1, like that. We know it can't be there. If it ends up in an odd position, we remove the even end coin, number 4, because it can't be there. And one more switch, and our special coin will be between the other 2. We take away the end coins, and we know that the marked coin must be there.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, let me show you something else.
Neat trick.
Yes. Take the quarters, place them into my hand, like that, okay?
Yeah.
Right down in there just that way. Now, we just do just like that, and then squeeze that way, and there's your dollar.
Oh, you're an honest guy.
Yeah.
How come Kermit's on this?
Mr. Blackstone?
Yes.
Nothing. I was just lonely.
Mathman, your mission is to eat exactly the numbers for x that will make this inequality true. 3 plus X is greater than 10. When you encounter a number, you'll have until the count of 3 to make your decision. And beware the temperamental Mr. Glitch. He will eat you if you are wrong.
Mathman, 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 Mathman.
Bonjour.
Yep, 3 plus 8 is 11. That's more than 10. Yeah!
Mathman, 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 Mathman.
3 plus X is greater than 10.
Mathman, 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 Mathman.
3 plus 15 is greater than 10.
Why, you...
Mathman, 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 Mathman.
Can't fool me. 3 plus 1.5 is only 4.5. And that's not larger than 10.
Yeah.
Mathman, 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 Mathman.
3 plus X is greater than 10.
Mathman, Mathman, Mathman.
Better than pizza.
Multiples of 8
And 12.
First, multiples of 8.
Now, multiples of 12.
Multiples of 8.
Multiples of 12.
Multiples of 8
And 12.
I'm stuffed. I've had 4 hamburgers. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Waitress, check, please.
You are about to witness a demonstration of the most practical calculator in the world. Your head. So portable, so durable, so cost-efficient, and it really works. Watch.
Let's see. 1460. And we ought to leave her 10% tip so she knows we're not cheapskates.
Yeah, and we've been here for 3 hours, so she's earned it. Let's see. 10% of 1460 is $1.46, and that'll be a 10% tip.
Let's round it off to $1.50.
See what I mean? Don't leave home without your head. The most practical calculator in the world.
The story you are about to see is a fib, but it's short. The names are made up, but the problems are real.
It was Friday, 9:43 a.m., and the local TV weathermen were reporting high winds at low tide. They were wrong. I was working the day watch out of Mathnet. The boss is Thad Green. Head of our computer division is Debbie Williams. My partner is George Franklin. The last time the Chicago Cubs won the World Series was 1908. My name is Monday. I'm a mathematician. We've been working on a very strange mystery. 22 robberies have been committed in the San Fernando Valley. We hypothesized that most of them had been done by the same person and that person talked like, of all things, a duck. All the evidence pointed to a radio talk show host named Bile Duke. We decided to look at a few scenes from yesterday's episode to try and jar our memories.
We noticed a number of your sponsors have quit lately.
Worms. They're a bunch of worms.
Yes, but something strange has happened to all of them since they quit your show, Mr. Dupe.
Oh, the sales fall way off?
No, sir. They were robbed.
Good. It couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of yellow-bellied wastrels.
You don't know why they stopped sponsoring your program, do you, Mr. Dupe?
I know what the gutless traitors told me.
What?
Said I was too controversial, the little babies.
We think a man with your attitude might want to get back at those sponsors.
That's ridiculous. I don't need those fleas. I'm doing just fine.
We don't think so, Mr. Dupe.
Well, then you don't think.
We think you had reason to rob those stores, Mr. Dupe.
Impossible. I was on the air when those places were robbed.
We didn't say what time the robberies occurred, Mr. Dupe. Everything continued to point to Bile Dupe, even though he had a seemingly ironclad alibi. Then Debbie dug up even more evidence. And get this. Know what he did in the late 1940s? He had a children's radio show.
A children's show? My goodness.
It was in Schenectady. And it was called Dopey Duck and the Lake Patrol.
He did a duck voice?
Yep. And if it sounds like a duck,
And it looks like a duck.
it's got to be our duck.
Kate, here's something we missed. You know, didn't catch? Look, there's one 10-4 store in the advertising area that hasn't been robbed. When Bile goes for it, we'll be there to nab him.
Come on, George. You don't think Bile Duke would rob that store now?
Why not?
He knows we're watching him, George. He wouldn't try anything that foolish.
Kate, if he's our man, and we're sure he is, he thinks he's got a foolproof way of committing these robberies.
Our problem is, he's right.
That's exactly what I mean. Bile Dupe has an ego a mile high, a perfect alibi, and an MO that works. He'll surely try to knock this one over.
I don't know, George.
The chief wants to know if you're getting anywhere in the Valley robberies, Mathnetters.
We're getting closer, Bill.
Good. That's what I just told the 6 o'clock evening news. I said we'll have a report for you in a few days.
My watch, Flo?
I beg pardon?
How did you give a news report for the evening news when it's 9:48 a.m.?
I taped it. They'll play it later. Well, let me know if I can help.
We will.
He taped it. Of course. Bile put a tape on his radio show and then robbed the stores. Why not?
Why not? He does a live phone-in show.
What do you mean?
He's getting live phone calls. How does he put a tape in?
Well, he... Oh, I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it.
So, what do we do?
I'm going to call our audio lab. And you call the manager of the 10-4 store, which hasn't been robbed.
While George put a call through to the audio lab, I talked with the 10-4 manager and told him we thought his store might be next. He agreed to help us out and gave us his complete cooperation.
Well, partner?
Let's roll.
Thank you, sir. Everything all right, Kate?
I guess so.
Time to tune into your favorite show and mine, George.
From near the heart to the left of the kidney, smack dab in the liver of the valley, it's live, the Bile Duke Show. And here he is, the controversial, the outrageous, the irrepressible Bile Duke.
I'm Bile Dupe, and you're a lop-eared meatball. What's on your mind, caller?
I left my heart in San Francisco.
That was very careless of you. So what? You expect me to go up there and poke around Fisherman's Wharf with a
May I
fishing
help you?
handful of soybeans?
I hope so. I'm looking for a 1937 Packard.
A 1937 Packard? A car? This is a convenience store, sir.
I know that. Don't you have cars?
Of course not.
Oh. Then I'll have a Clark bar.
I suggest unrequited love is a bore. Leave well enough alone. Go ahead, you valley zany. What's your subject?
I'm concerned about animals' rights.
Yeah. Go on, you bleeding heart.
I think animals should be allowed to drive cars, especially small dogs.
Would you like to tell me why, you dim bulb?
George, think we need any more boxes of instant Brussels sprouts?
Kate, listen.
Well, there are lots of small dogs, and it would make it easier for them to, cross the streets.
What is it?
Bile is going to say, I've heard of dog lovers, but you're ridiculous.
I've heard of dog lovers, but you're ridiculous.
I don't get it.
I heard that same call through Mr. Beasley's open window about a year ago.
Then you're right.
Yep. He records all his shows, and he replays an old tape, sneaks out of his station, and says, Don't shoot. Take the money.
We interrupt the Vile Dupe show for this special announcement. Vile Dupe, popular talk show loudmouth, is at this very moment robbing a 10-4 convenience store at the corner of Tahunga and Moore Park. At this very moment, he is saying, now he's waving his gun and saying, as Vile backs out, thinking of an escape, he is confronted by two ever-vigilant LAPD officers.
I've been had.
That's the truth.
Never thought I'd be caught by a couple of mathematicians.
Never underestimate the power of logical thinking, Vile. But there is one thing.
Yeah?
Why did you talk like a duck when you robbed your sponsors?
My voice is so distinctive, so wonderful, I was afraid I'd be recognized.
Well, it worked. For a while.
My fine feathered friend.
Vile Dupe was convicted of a 211 armed robbery and holding up a convenience store at an inconvenient time. He has been locked away in a state penitentiary where, when last heard, he was a disc jockey on the local prison radio station, KJAIL. KJAIL, serving the captive audience for 7 to 10 years.
Hey, all you cookie monsters. Don't go away. Sesame Street is next.